Hi, this is Andrea Kane, and I'm here with you for HIT 352 Health Information Systems. This is our syllabus review video for fall of 2021. As you'll notice, I'm in Brightspace. I'm on the page for our class. I'm going to be going up and covering the syllabus with you here in the blue banner bar, and then clicking on content and showing you a couple of things there. But before I do that, I wanted to alert you to the fact that if you're experiencing a textbook delay, I did put an announcement out there about how you can manage that. So let's click on syllabus and take a look at the information. This is an abbreviated syllabus. There's a much longer document in PDF form under content, and I'll show you where that's at so that you can look at that if that's what you'd like. You can click on any of these titles here on the left-hand side, and it'll take you to that section of the syllabus here. Just a reminder, we're an online class, meaning that we don't have Zoom classes, we don't meet in person on campus, everything is done online. My instructor information is here. I will eventually have an office in Max Clark Hall at Calmer, probably February or March of 2022. For now, I am temporarily located in classroom 206 in Max Clark Hall on Mondays from 10 to 11:30. But you can always reach me during my Zoom office hours on Tuesdays from 2 to 4:30 and on Thursdays from 6:30 to 8:30. The best way to contact me is through my NICC email, because I get that on my cell phone as well as my computer, and it's just the best way to reach me in a timely manner. Moving down to required materials, there's actually 4 items, you'll notice here, 4 items for this class. The good news is that 2 of them are the same if you're taking HIT 292. 2 of them are the same. Our main textbook that we'll be using is Introduction to Information Systems for Health Information Technology, the 4th edition. Notice that, 4th edition. They've updated that. That's what we'll base our quizzes on. That's what our major reading will be. So that's the one that you most will utilize. Health Information Management Technology is the book that we used in HIT 330. We use it throughout all of our classes because it's basically our main textbook. You'll need it for your RHIT mock exams. You'll need it for your RHIT certification exam studies, preparing for that. And again, it's just the best source overall for all of the information. So we do refer to it, we do flip through it. Students have told us that they think we underutilize it, so we're trying to utilize it more. And you'll notice that, excuse me, in the coming semesters. The next book that you'll see us using in this class is Case Studies in Health Information Management. We actually use your EHR Go subscription far more, but we do some in the Case Studies book, so you do need that. And this is the 4th edition. Notice the publication date is very recent, so this is one you probably won't be able to buy used. Make sure you hang on to your Health Information Management Technology book even after you graduate if you haven't taken your RHIT certification exam, because you'll want to utilize that to study for that exam. Course information, this is the same as some of the information pulled from your course guide, and I'll show you in content where you can get to a PDF version of the course guide, which has been updated. Grading procedures and scale, this is determined by the college. All I do is figure out items, assignments, quizzes, and points, and plug it into the formula. So in this class, you will have 2 discussions, week 1 and week 16, worth 40 points or 2% of your grade. You'll have 63 assignments, which is worth 1,505 points or 77% of the class. You'll have 4 quizzes worth 410 points, worth 21% of your grade. So that totals up to 69 possible items, 1,955 points. The next thing you'll notice is the course calendar, and this is a week-by-week roadmap telling you what we're going to be doing, what chapters we'll be studying in our textbooks, what point values are assigned to different items, our program learning outcomes, our unit objectives, as well as our educational learning outcomes. So it just shows you week by week, here's what we're going to be focusing on and accomplishing, so that you can see what all those are. Okay, I'm going to to scroll through that fairly quickly. When I show you under content where our syllabus is, the PDF version, you can always print that out and then keep this and kind of check things off as you do them, if that's helpful to you. The next section here is basically all college information, so I'm not going to cover it, but I do ask that you read through it and be familiar with it. But it's the same for all classes, so if you take more than one class and you've read through it once, you don't have to read through it again. Because we're an online class, we don't have to worry about campus or center closings or campus emergencies. For the most part, we just continue on with what we're doing. I do have to take attendance in every single class. I do that on Tuesdays or Wednesdays when I grade. I go back and look at the prior week. I look to see, has coursework been completed? If you've completed any coursework whatsoever, I mark you as present. If you've completed no coursework whatsoever, I mark you as absent unless you've shot me an email to let me know that you're going to be absent or ill, and then I can transition that absent into an excuse. You're not required to email me. That's entirely your choice, and it just depends on whether or not you want to be marked as excused versus absent in the system when it comes to attendance. There are two basic types of academic integrity violations seen on a college level. One is plagiarism, the other is cheating, and really plagiarism is a type of cheating. If you are not sure what plagiarism is, please make sure that you read up on that. The Learning Center at NICC can help you avoid that, teach you ways to make sure you're properly citing and giving credit to sources and things like that. I just really would encourage you never to cheat or plagiarize because you undermine yourself in terms of professionalism, reputation, conscience, and integrity. Academic dishonesty is just not worth it. Choose to be honorable and do the right thing regardless of internal or external pressures, and you will never regret it. Moving on to the whole topic of late work, missing assignments, and makeup testing. If you have been in any of my classes, my policies for late work, missing assignments, and makeup testing are consistent. Every single class I teach, I don't change that. I don't accept discussions late. They need to be at or near the time of the event, just like good medical record documentation. We discuss when we discuss, and then we move on. There's no going back. So if it's not done within that time frame, it's closed, it's ended, there's no going back. For assignments and quizzes, I accept those late without any penalty, so that's why I don't extend due dates, and that's why I don't have makeup testing. The one caveat is that everything has to be turned in before 11:30 p.m. on Sunday, December 19th. That is it. That is the line in the sand that cannot be modified because I have to have time to be able to process through everything that comes in late, missing, make sure I get it graded, make sure it's in bright space the way that it needs to be, and then I need to turn in final grades for the courses to the registrar on time. So up until 11:30 p.m. on December 19th, you can turn in any assignments or quizzes that you have not completed or need to or want to redo or what have you. But you've got to make sure it's in by then. When I grade on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, typically, if something is missing or incomplete or not attempted, I need to put in a 0 there. I'm required by the college to do that because they want to be able to make sure that at any given time we can go in and see reflected real grades. So the 0 should really be a placeholder that alerts both you and I that something was not submitted or there's an issue with it or that type of thing. When you go back and you submit it late, then I can rescore it and your grade gets updated. But just to make you aware of that. The next section, from use of technology down through recording, because we're an online class, it doesn't really apply, but it's there for you to be aware of in terms of policies. Classroom conduct really boils down to professionalism, respect, and kindness. If we keep those in mind when we're communicating and when we're receiving communication, we should have no problems whatsoever. Rude, disruptive behavior, harassment, intimidation will not be tolerated. Program calendar. Typically, due dates are on Mondays following the week of class. Classes open on Tuesday mornings. They end on Monday nights. My stuff usually closes at 11:30 p.m. on Monday nights. If you're not sure where to look for the due dates, look in Brightspace first. If there's a conflict or confusion, please shoot me an email and I'll get it corrected in Brightspace so that we can make sure that that's our place of truth, that it's accurate and reflective of what's expected. So you have discussions, weeks 1 and 16 only. They're already open. You can complete those at any time. Your assignments can be started and completed at any time throughout the course, but they do have specific due dates, and I would ask that you turn things in when they're due, if at all possible. Case studies, EHR Go assignments, and AHIMA VLab activities do not have rubrics for grading, but some other assignments may. So make sure you take a look at those rubrics if an assignment has one. Quizzes are weeks 5, 8, 12, and 15 only, which is great. There's only 4, but it's not so great in that there's only 4. So that puts a bit of pressure on in terms of studying. Quizzes open on Thursdays and close on Mondays. They are 1 attempt available, time limited, and graded based on correct answers only. Brightspace will automatically score and grade these. The purpose is to demonstrate your proficiency with materials that are learned over the weeks being tested. One thing I want to emphasize is make sure you have a really good connection, internet connection, when you go to take your quizzes. Because if for some reason you have a glitch with the internet or you have a glitch with your electricity, say during a thunderstorm, it knocks you out, you'll have to contact me and I'll have to reset up a second attempt for you to retake the quiz, which is a challenge for both of us. So please try and make sure that you have really reliable internet and there are no thunderstorms going on. Or road construction right outside your house that could result in losing power. In this class, there are several opportunities for scheduled and predictable interactions with students driven by me, your instructor. These include, but are not limited to, weekly Zoom office hours on Tuesdays and Thursdays and self-reflection discussion assignments on weeks 6, 11, and 16. I provide students with direct instruction, assessment of coursework, feedback on student work as appropriate, and a response to course questions, content, and competencies. You are strongly encouraged and warmly welcome to reach out to me at any time through email if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or needs. Just want to put in another plug for the Learning Center. It is free and confidential. It's a great opportunity if you experience test-taking anxiety, if you'd like new strategies on approaching tests and test questions, if you struggle with spelling, punctuation, or grammar, if you'd like some helpful hints about researching for papers or assignments, if you want some additional training in handling citations and avoiding plagiarism and crediting sources and things like that, they are a great resource. If you want them to review papers for you, they will do that as well. If you need Read Speaker for Brightspace, please reach out to the DIID team and they'll make that available to you. The materials that we use are copyrighted to our courses in that they are limited to education. So I guess a better way to say it is much of what we use is copyrighted. It's okay to use for education as long as it's in the education environment. So please don't utilize our information, materials, resources, articles, and things outside of education. Netiquette refers to etiquette guidelines for electronic communications. If you are not familiar with that, I encourage you to Google netiquette and take a look at that. If you have an accommodation, please let me know so I can be supportive and encouraging and assist you in whatever way I can. If you don't have an accommodation and feel that you need one, please contact Sally Mallam. She's the new Director of Accessibility Services at NACC, and she would love to help you through that process. And then the rest of this is, again, all college information that you can read through. Discrimination, harassment, intimidation, none of that is tolerated. So clicking on content in the blue banner bar, let's go over and take a look. First of all, getting started. Over here under table of contents, you've got getting started. If we come down here, you'll notice that there's a syllabus with a PDF document and a course guide with PDF document. You can click on those and they will open for you and give you a version that you could print. But this is the syllabus, the long version of the syllabus. It has all the information that we covered before here, in addition with some additional information. But this again is the course calendar, and it shows you a little bit better how things are laid out. So just so you know. Going back to getting started, we'll click on that course guide and you can see all of the information in the course guide, what our ELOs, our education learning outcomes are, what our competencies are for each unit that we study, that type of thing. So going back here to table of contents, if you click on Zoom office hours, it gives you the links to when I'm Zooming for my office hours. Please notice that the link for Tuesday is different than Thursday, even though the password is the same. The IDs and the links are different, so make sure you choose Tuesday's link for Tuesday and Thursday's link for Thursday. And then you can click on each week. If you come over here down to the left, you can see how each week is laid out. You can click on that, and it's going to give you an introduction and go down and show you what is all there that needs to be completed each week. All right. So thank you so much for listening to the syllabus review. Hope you have a fabulous week. Take care.